I'm currently in Norfolk, hence the change of scenery, and I'm visiting my nan and granddad, and it is snowing outside. It has been raining since Friday, and it started snowing really heavily, but hasn't actually been settling. Also, the lighting in this room is a lot better than the lighting in my room at home. I have got a haul for you guys. I am super excited to read every single one of these books, so instead of me saying that after every book that I pick up, I'm just going to say it now just to get it over and done with. I am so looking forward to reading each of these books as they sound so amazing individually. The first book I've got is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Now this is a classic dystopian novel, I would class this as. It is about a man called Guy Montag who is a fireman, but instead of fighting fires he burns books because books are forbidden. He finds out that there are books being hidden in his own house, and this is a source of discord. This should be quite a quick read as it's quite short, and I can also count this as a classic that I've read as I need to read more classics. The next book is Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. This is a really weird one to explain. It's about a woman who is part of a carnival, and she quit the carnival with her husband, and she wanted to experiment with the children that she was having. So she took medicines and pesticides in order to make freaks or geeks out of the children that she was having so that she could create her own carnival. And that's about as much as I know for the time being. It sounds really interesting as it sounds quite dark and disturbing, and a lot of the books that I read are quite light and happy and have love stories in them, so this will be a nice change to read about. The next book is Wool by Hugh Howey. This is about a society that lives in a silo and where everyone follows rules and regulations, but those who are optimistic and happy about things, they get segregated from the rest of them, and the worst punishment of all is life outside of the silo, and this is obviously what happens to one of the characters in the book. Now this is actually a pretty new publication, as I'm pretty sure that this was actually published in 2013, so at the beginning of this year. I'm pretty sure that this is actually a dystopia, but I've heard that it's a lot different from other dystopias that have been written. I'm hoping that this is a little bit more, I don't really want to say mature, is that the correct word? I'm hoping that this is a little bit more substantial than some of the young adult ones that I've read. I wasn't actually quite sure whether to get this one or not, just because of the fact that I'm not particularly keen on hardbacks, and this is a hardback and it was £10, and I'm not keen on overly expensive books because I would class this as an overly expensive book, but I decided to get it because what the hell, I may as well get it while I'm buying a whole load of other books anyways. I even had to get a basket. That was how bad I was. Next is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now this is set in the future and it's based around a world of virtual reality. People put on these headgears in order to escape from the real world and go out in this virtual reality world. Now different things happen along the way and a quest is set, and that is basically as far as I know at the moment. I've heard that this book has a lot of 80s references in it, and I really enjoy books that have references to the real world and have references to the time of now or things that we'd actually know. I love actually thinking to myself, oh, I understand that, I get that. I'm not quite sure whether that's weird or not. Peregrines? Peregrines? Peregrines. I'm gonna go with Peregrines. The last book I got was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. Now, I'm not quite sure if I pronounced that right. This is a fiction book that includes photographs in it, and I'm really intrigued by the idea of there being photographs of real things in there, as it creates a different level to the book, I guess. With regards to the plot, I am unsure of the plot, so I will read you the synopsis on the back. It all waits to be discovered in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, an unforgettable novel that mixes fiction and photography in a thrilling reading experience. As our story opens, a horrific family tragedy sets 16-year-old Jacob journeying to a remote island off the coast of Wales, where he discovers the crumbling ruins of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. As Jacob explores its abandoned bedrooms and hallways, it becomes clear that Miss Peregrine's children were more than just peculiar. They may have been dangerous. They may have been quarantined on a deserted island for a good reason, and somehow, impossible though it seems, they may still be alive. As I said with Geek Love, this sounds really disturbing and dark, It sounds different to everything that I normally read, which is a definite plus point. I don't really have much more to say on this book. As much as everyone's been reading it, I haven't really heard that much about it, or maybe I just haven't been watching the reviews, but I'm really intrigued by this book. A lot of the books that I have bought have been things that are totally different to what I normally read, even though on my shelves at home I've got loads of books that I need to read that are young adult and typical me. I think I've got enough books to last me for the year, to be honest, including the ones in my family bookshelves as well. But I think that's all from me, and I will see you next time. Bye! Over and out.